Man, Man of Steel 2, Man of Steel 2. Talksmack here, ready to parade.
All right, so first of all...
The first film was trash, so, you know, that's my beginning to it. Man of Steel 2. So...
Yeah, no, but what the news is... The news that they get is getting...
they announced it, yeah, they're developing, yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, you know, per se, you know. Anyway, guys, welcome to Talk Back. You know, like we said, you know, we've come out of hibernation, out of retirement, just to put a few things on the table, you know. Yeah, so, you know, I got up this morning, I saw the news that there's a Man of Steel 2 coming out. The fact that it's actually even called Man of Steel 2. Like, it's not even called Superman anymore.
No, look.
Like, it's officially not called Superman.
No. For me, as I said, the first film was trash. Henry Cavill as a Superman.
Well...
actor isn't really that great. So for me, I'm not really that excited for it. I mean, I had hopes for it.
Hopes for which one? The first one?
Yeah, the Man of Steel, because of... You look at that, the intro and everything and the trailer. But if you've got David Goyer writing, you know, then, I mean, I'm not really... Because again, like, for me, I just think that Henry Cavill as Superman, for me, personally, doesn't work. So
yeah, look, I mean, look, let's just look at this on a very simple basis. I'm confused, you know, and I'm confused because anybody who's like following the whole DC situation, like you'll be confused because you had a first movie, right? Then the second movie, so Superman is actually dead now. He's dead.
No, so he'll be back. He'll be back with like long hair, black outfit.
So no, we're not trying to say this.
Superman Lives should have been made.
No, listen to
Superman Lives should have been made.
The problem is this, right? So you had your first picture, right? You just introduced a new guy, a new Superman into to everybody, right? Second movie isn't actually his movie. The second movie is Batman v Superman. Batman being the first name on the page versus Superman, okay? You kill him in the second movie, which isn't even his movie, in which he shares the screen with two other major DC characters in Wonder Woman and Batman. That's the first thing. With a Batman that hasn't actually had his own first movie, right? Then you're going to bring out, I'm assuming, Justice League 1 is going to come out before Man of Steel 2.
No, tell me, they're already filming it. So
exactly.
obviously. So.
It's going to come out. So then you're going to have to resurrect him in Justice League Part 1. And aren't they getting filmed concurrently, 1 and 2?
Look,
exactly. So
no. Basically, it's a mess. It's a mess. The DC have to admit that the way they've done this is a mess. Yeah,
but the point of the matter is that what's Part 2? When is Part 2 going to be? Like, when is that going to occur? Like, do they have to wait? Because this is the problem. Are you waiting till Justice League 1 and 2 is finished before Man of Steel 2 comes out? In which you have to connect your brains as a viewer to Man of Steel 1 and say that, okay, Man of Steel 2 is technically Man of Steel 2.75. Because... Okay, go on.
No, basically, and this was me being fully real, is that DC, you've messed up. There's too much damage that's already been done. Because in a logical... I mean, I'm sorry, you've got to compare this to what Marvel have done. Marvel have done this in a systematic way that makes sense. They've done it in a systematic way that makes sense. The way DC have done it, it's all over the way. How can you have a Superman film? The next film is Batman v Superman, and we're going to get the second Superman film after the Justice League film. It's a mess. It's a mess, and you didn't even bring us a Batman solo film. So it literally is, you're just watching it because it's a superhero film. Yeah, but as a thing, as a world you're trying to create, because that's what you want to do. As a universe you're trying to create as a whole, you messed up. It's a mess.
But also, it's also confusing because, for example, the Joker, who's going to be in the new Batman film, which hasn't actually started filming yet, has already been introduced in a spin-off movie called Just Suicide Squad, in which he hardly had any screen time. So now you're tied to that version of the Joker, who's going to have to be in the Ben Affleck standalone Batman movie, which hasn't yet been written or filmed. So then you've got to question when that standalone Batman film is going to fit into the timeline where there's a Justice League 1 and 2 in it, where Batman is the one recruiting these guys, with a Batman that we haven't actually had a first movie of. It is, listen, the level of confusion involved here, and listen, I'm a guy who actually read comics. Like, comics these are the characters I actually liked. Can you imagine what it's like for people?
We all read comics.
No, I'm trying to talk about, let me get to my points, okay? Relax. Just chill out. There are guys who didn't read any comics, okay? Regular audience members who didn't read comics, didn't care about all of this sort of stuff. So they're just going out to just watch movies. These guys will be completely confused. Completely confused. Because there's a rhyme to the madness. It's like, listen, I'm not a Marvel guy. You know, I've watched some of the movies and everything, fair enough, but I was never really a Marvel person anyway. But the thing about it is that at least there's a system to it. So before any character gets involved in the team-ups, if you're a main character, you know, side characters like Hawkeye and all these sort of guys, Black Widow, who cares? But any of the main characters have had at least a movie, you know, at least one, so that you've sort of established them within their thing before they get involved, at least something. And I think when you're doing it in this way, where you're getting team-up movies prior to these characters being introduced, think about it. Suicide Squad had like a good proportion of Batman's Rogue Gallery in it.
Suicide Squad.
No, think about it. It had a good proportion of Batman's Rogue Gallery in that movie. So a lot of characters that Batman fights, we've already seen them out of context. Like, you've seen them out of context already in a movie.
Oh, no. For me, that isn't actually that much of an issue. No, for me, having a Suicide Squad thing where you actually present the villains first, that's actually pretty interesting. Like, I like that, you know.
No. But you don't know how much juice you could get out of each of those guys.
No. Basically, for me, like, I'm fine with that. But my whole thing is that how DC, like, basically, like, Man of Steel 2, there is no excitement to it. Like, really, honestly, there is no excitement because it's almost like, oh, yeah, that guy that was in Batman v Superman. Oh, okay, yeah, Man of Steel, okay, cheers, all right, thanks. So, because even when I saw the headline, there really wasn't that much of a great reaction to it because it almost feels like so much after the fact. Because, like, for Warner Brothers, I'm sorry, you literally are trying to follow Marvel. And that's the shocking thing, that it is so clear that, man, we are copying Marvel, but we're not doing a good job in copying Marvel. That's just what you guys are doing.
Yeah, well, we know that. That's all fair enough. But it's almost like if you were copying them, then you'd copy them.
Well, bring back Reeve, man. That's all I say.
Then you'd actually copy them, and copying them is doing your standalone films and like doing them that way, and then doing it. The thing is, look, Suicide Squad made a lot of money, so people are going to think that it's successful. But the truth is, and this is what I think, slowly and gradually you're eroding goodwill amongst fans, like core fan base, you know. Like we saw with Ghostbusters. It's like, that's what they've done with that. It's the same thing. It's like you're eroding goodwill. So you're going to make a ton of money up front with like things like Suicide Squad, right? But over the course of time, when the dust really settles and people really sort of think about things, to now get those people back again for the second and third installments will be actually a lot harder and keep dwindling if you don't sort of steady the ship. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, of course what you're saying is true. It's like, who cares about Man of Steel 2? Look, there are people who do. Like, you know, I saw them online. Man of Steel 2, I'm like, what was there in Man of Steel 1 or Batman v Superman that makes you want to see a Man of Steel 2?
There's
Batman, okay. Yes, you want to see a Batman movie based on what you saw in Batman v Superman. But what did Superman do in Batman v Superman that makes you want to see?
And also, who's directing this as well? I mean,
that's another good point. Listen.
So is Snyder going to be the guy who does Justice League, Batman v Superman, Man of Steel
2? Listen, that factor is what is actually killing these guys. It's like, you know what? Listen, even if this guy was Spielberg or Hitchcock or Kubrick, let's say it was the most amazing director or was James Cameron or whatever, one guy, one singular vision of one man is going to give you everything? Really? Like, it's literally going to give you your entire roster of heroes. It's going to come out of the mind and vision of one man.
No, but because I mean, like if,
that to me is suicidal.
No, I mean, basically, if they brought in, like, let's say, for some reason, just for, like, they brought in, like, George Miller to do Man of Steel 2, I'm not in, but I'll be like, okay, it would pique my interest slightly. If you just bring in, let's say, a different director, I still have an issue with Cavill. You still have how badly they've set up Superman and what they've done to him. But if you've got a different director and a different writer, so you just tell Goya just to, like, take a hike, and tell Snyder to step off, then I'll be like, okay, let me see what you will do. But if you're going to bring in Snyder again and go again for Man of Steel 2,
I mean, it's like, I don't understand if these guys, it's like, guys, learn from your lessons, or learn a lesson, I should say, and like change it. Like you've got to, listen, you know what the problem is? When you've now gone different directions, you went and did Green Lantern, or things like that. So then you're like, oh no, my God, we can't. But at the end of the day, for example, Suicide Squad, at least it felt a little different.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, from the other stuff.
Yeah, no, it was crap, but it was different.
No, at least it's different. So, from my point of view, it's like, that factor. I don't listen. They didn't say that in the announcement, but it was almost like you're hinting at. Wait a sec, is it going to be Snyder again for every? He's doing Justice League 1 and 2.
There's a Justice League 2.
Yeah.
So they're copying Avengers, Infinity War. Wow, man, no shame. Warner Brothers, these guys, they have no shame.
It's very strange.
No shame.
I don't understand why you feel you need. Listen, it's almost like you made a ridiculous amount of money on individual Batman movies. You could have, if you handled it correctly, made a ridiculous amount of money on individual Superman movies and Wonder Woman movies and the new Batman movies. Why wouldn't you just take your time and establish all of these characters, do your Flash, do all of these things, and then...
Do you know what they could have done? This is what I was actually thinking, I thought about this yesterday. What they could have done is keep the announcement of Batman v Superman at Comic-Con, which obviously stole that Comic-Con, but say this is, let's say, 4 or 5 years in the future. But because you already have the hold on that excitement that there will be a Batman v Superman film, that will make people excited for the next Batman solo film.
Yeah, but they're
will make people excited for the next Superman film.
They're worried that what if the Batman film doesn't work, or what if
No. Trust me, I'd almost guarantee that as long as you have people's interest that we are building up to a Batman v Superman film.
Is this thing breaking up the videos again? All right, sorry, go on.
No, basically, as long as you have the Batman v Superman announcements out there, you have the excitement of people held that we're going to have a Batman v Superman. So they will actually even possibly make sure, which is what they're doing with Suicide Squad. Those fans will make sure that a Batman film does well because, my gosh, we are building up to Batman v Superman. And you put little nuggets in each of these solo films that are all building up to the Batman v Superman. That would have been the smartest way to have done it.
I'm going to tell you this to you guys, all you fans out there. Let me give you a pointer. Spielberg and Georgie Porgy already said that this stuff the bottom is going to fall out of this whole thing. They're going to kill the golden goose. They're going to mess up the thing, jump the shark, whatever you want to call it, mess it all up with the superhero movies. And even the film business as a whole, the big blockbuster movies. That is a fact. It's going to happen because when you've now reached a period, okay, we've reached a time, okay, this is the Mac here, how Vocto says, you've reached a time when you already know which movies in these franchises are going to be released in 2019, in 2020, like 4 or 5 years out. You know the dates, the release dates, what movies, who's starring in them, all of this stuff, before even the first installment in that series has been released. That is not movies, okay? That is like machinery. And the mere fact that people get so excited to go and watch these things blows my... Because, listen, you can go back to the early talkback videos. I've changed. I'm a new man. I do not go out to watch these things the way I used to, okay? Because who cares now? It's like, look at Star Wars. You're getting a Star Wars movie every year. Every single year. So who cares? It's like, there's another one. Oh, okay. And even what's making it worse is that...
And another one.
Yeah, it's like that's a whole other story about what's going on with Rogue One. The fact that the main character seems to be a clone of Rey. It's like the same person. It's like, what are you doing? But look, that's a whole other conversation. But with this stuff, it's like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, who cares? You've got like Justice League 1 and 2, you've got Wonder Woman, you've got Flash coming out, you've got the Batman standalone movie, you've now got Man of Steel 2. I'm just like, ugh. And that's only DC. Then on the Marvel side, you've got pretty much every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You've got even the toilet janitor who was working in bloody Spider-Man's toilet in like episode 50 of his comics is going to get his own standalone.
Basically, if these films were good, I wouldn't have any problem with this whole comic book stuff.
No, you would. No, listen.
No.
There is such a thing as oversaturation. It doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter how good it is.
No.
You can oversaturate. People get tired of it. I don't care how many. You can make 50 Predators or 50 Terminator 2s. By the number 20th, I think I'm going to be a bit tired of Terminator 2. Okay.
And I'm saying is that if the films are good, that's fine. Trust me, it's fine. Because what that would mean is that, wow, the film industry has now gone into a whole different, exciting era where it's like, oh wow, we're not living in this whole comic book world. But if the stuff is good, it's good, And if the stuff is good, it's different, it's creative, and every new thing that you're bringing out is fresh. It may be under the whole comic book movie umbrella, but every film that you're bringing out is both good and it's both fresh. Then I'd be fine with it. The problem is that oh my gosh, these comic book films. No, it's because 90% of them are either crap or formulaic and unpredictable. That's the issue.
Which is why I said, okay, we'll disagree on that one. For me, when you're releasing this many things in the same genre, first of all, you're going to run out of story. You're running out of actors. You're running out of stars to put in the movie. You're just numbing. It's like you're getting numb. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Period. Listen, I'm a guy, I would love to see a great trilogy of Batman or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, how much of this stuff are you going to see? It's no longer special. It doesn't mean anything anymore. That is the reason why when Georgie Porgy was making his Star Wars movies, it actually meant something. Because first of all, you had 20 years between the first two trilogies. But even between the episodes 1, 2, and 3, it was like 2 years between them. Right? That actually builds up anticipation. It makes it feel special, makes it feel new, it makes it feel unique. I mean, obviously, there's a whole other side of it where it's coming out of his heart and soul. So,
mainly, I would preferably, and I think the ideal situation is you have different genres of films within a year. So you have, a few comic book films, but look, I love independent films. I want to see more dramas, more sci-fi, more low-budget films. So in an ideal scenario, I don't want 5 comic book films a year. I don't want that. If that is what that you have to give me, at least make them good. But in an ideal scenario, no, I don't want 5 comic book films a year. That is too much. I want a variety, which one we're not really getting because
exactly, and also
money talks.
It's ridiculous, man. And like I'm saying this, and look, I know this is supposed to.
So wait, how did this actually get to this? Because this is my one I've still too.
Yeah, but it's brought up interesting points. This is what Talkback does. We get to the deep depths. Okay. All right.
Man, look, man.
So
Snyder, man, he gets too much hate, man. Snyder gets too much hate.
I mean, what's Snyder's got to do with what we're talking about?
No, I'm just putting it out there. So if Snyder, if you're listening to this, man, I'm on your side.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm on his side. I'm on his side. He's all right. He's all right.
Basically, what I'm trying to say here, okay, I know this is Talkback, and this might sound sacrilegious. There are too many of these movies coming out.
There are too many of them.
Too many. I really couldn't care. Like people are excited when you go to Comic-Con. First of all, Comic-Con is not being overrun by... Comic-Con is like a star-studded... It's not even for the fans. It's not for the fans anymore. But the thing is that you go to Comic-Con and you're getting excited because they're giving you a damn roster, a calendar of like 12 movies. I'm like, how do you get excited over it? That's too many. It's too much. Like I'm like,
I've always said, screw the fans. That's how it has always been my mantra.
That's
screw the fans.
But anyway,
yeah, well, that's my mantra. Screw the fans.
Guys,
make a good film. Screw the fans.
That's Talkback's take on this Man of Steel 2. To be honest, I don't care. But half of I don't know what your policies. I don't really care. Yeah. What's the next thing What's the next movie even coming out that's even on point? Actually, you know what? Contrary to him, I am actually interested in seeing Ben Affleck's Batman.
I'm not.
Standalone. I know you're not. I'm sorry. I just said
no, but I don't want to put it out there. I am not interested in seeing a Ben Affleck directed Batman. Snyder direct. Let Ben Affleck write. Then I'm in. Ben Affleck directing. Nah.
I'm interested in
no flavor.
Picture, okay. You can go back to this video when the movie comes out. Listen, I'm not saying that Ben Affleck is the best Batman. I'm not saying that he's the greatest Bruce Wayne. I'm not saying any of that. Okay. All I'm saying is that what I've seen thus far makes me interested in seeing that Batman movie. That's it. Especially compared to the stuff that we're getting. So I'm like, that's a very simple opinion. It's an opinion. All right. that's what we got. We're going to be doing a Marvel v DC live interactive show, you know, where we're talking about, like, you know, Marvel v DC situation.
Oh, it's
So
DC, which Marvel are winning, but, you know, let us give you a little cross out there.
That, you know, send us a little PM. You know, we'll try and give you those details.
Yeah.
Last one was very epic. You should check out this Star Wars Force Awakens podcast we did with an array of talkback voices on there. But that's all I got. You got anything else?
No.
All right, guys. Bay out, Spielberg.
Bring back the Matrix.